What's up, guys? Luís de Sá, aka Ben, here for another episode of the Drop Talk. Today we have the pleasure to have a man that needs no introduction, a person that I'm very happy to call him friend and mentor as well. Garrett McNamara, thank you very much for coming in and accepting.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. I like to start by asking you, how's been life lately? Is life been cool lately?
Life's been cool lately. A lot of different things going on. We were living in Italy last year, and on the drive down here, we looked at each other and said, I don't think we're going back. And we decided to live in Nazaré this year.
That's a very interesting topic because so you have been all over the place already, right? So don't know 100% of your past. I heard a lot from you. I read a little bit, but you know it's not 100% on my brain. Some pieces I forget. But if I'm correct, you were born in USA, somewhere in Tampa, no?
Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Okay, and then you moved to Hawaii, and then that's the place that you stayed longer, Hawaii, right?
Yeah, we moved to California for 10 years,
Okay.
and then Hawaii for the last 40 years, 44 years,
But then you've been
5 years.
yeah, since all this thing blew up, you've been all over, like you Nazaré, Hawaii, then a lot of traveling. Then you decide to go to Italy. Now we are back to Nazaré, right? How do you manage, especially with a big family as you? It's I know that it's not easy. I have just two little daughters, and just to do my stuff here, it's not easy. It's hard. How you manage to get all this energy to manage business, family, traveling?
I only have one answer. Nicole.
Yes,
I got super lucky. Got the most amazing wife in the world, and I don't know how she does it all. I'm here with the girls for the next couple of days. She finally took a little vacation, which I had to force her to go, and it's a lot with 3 kids now. Only 2. I dropped Beryl off with his friend, but now I got Thea and Faye, and it's a lot. And then with all the other things, like I'm trying to take care of the kids and do the calls and the emails and text messages and the maps, and it's a lot.
Yeah. So of course you are not so present in the surfing on the water, let's say, like you used to be back in the days. I know that you still surf and you still are always looking for the stoke, but what's your life like? Like what you are you still a lot in the business, like making calls, emails, like what you do when you are not in the water, business wise?
I would say I'm pretty much the front man. I make all the new relationships and conversations, and then bring Nicole into the conversation, and then everybody falls in love with her, and then whatever happens from there, we together talk about it all and decide what feels best and what are the best decisions for our family. But Nicole basically makes it all happen. She implements everything. She does everything. Super lucky.
Amazing. So let's
Once in a while I'll answer an email and she'll go, why'd you answer that email?
So
pick up the phone, why'd you pick up that call? I'm like, I don't know.
So it goes straight where I'm wanna go. That is the beginning, right? That the email with the picture from Dino. Dino was our previous guest here, and we talk about that a lot. And I realized that not many people, as I thought, know the story behind. It's been a while, so there's a lot of new people interested in the big wave surfing and in Nazaré especially. When you think about back in the days and it all began, how you feel like the transformation that Nazaré got since then?
Oh, it's been miraculous. When we got here, there wasn't one single person on the cliff. If you were lucky, you would in the wintertime. if you were lucky, you might
Even
find
in summer, even in
yeah,
summer,
in summer nobody went to
to Praia do Norte.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you were lucky, you found one fisherman in the hiding in the rocks fishing, and other than that, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
And the transformation is just it's a bit overwhelming at times. I mean, I'm proud and I'm grateful and super honored, but I'm super happy for Nazaré, super happy for Portugal as a whole. But luckily, I don't have to catch every wave these days, so I'm okay with the crowd out there. I can sit back and watch from the water or the land, or go out and catch some waves if I feel like it. But it's a crazy transformation above and beyond, I think, everybody's wildest dreams.
Yes, that's crazy. I think it's fair to say that when you came here for the first time, you could never imagine that 15 years later, Nazaré will be like it is today, right?
You know, I've been very forward thinking, and I can kind of see the future for things at times when I'm really tapped into my true self and the planet. And I knew the first day that we walked up that we found something super special. I looked at Jesus, Povo, and I said, and he had a still picture camera that luckily had video capabilities. You know, that the HDV cameras back in the day, he mainly was a still picture guy. He loved stills, but he's good at everything, and that thing had video. So I looked at him and said, don't turn the camera off from the rest of the time that I'm here. And luckily he didn't. When we scored the exploration and then
beautiful stuff that he did back in the days. Everyone that never watched it, I recommend it. If you are interested in Nazaré and Nazaré story and the big wave story in Nazaré, you definitely have to check it out. All the projects you guys did back in the days, like amazing work.
There's a couple other movies, Nazaré Calling, but and Red Chargers did something cool, but there was nothing like 100-foot wave. 100-foot wave,
yes,
right?
for sure,
with
for sure.
Chris Smith,
and
Joe Lewis,
yes.
But yeah, that first day we knew we had stumbled across something special, and we knew that there was great possibilities of creating something that they had dreamed of. Dino from the city hall, he wrote me an email. Can you come check my wave and see if it's big and see if it's good? And if it's big and good, can you please help promote my town? I emailed him, are there any jet skis? Well, first I said, send me a photo. And he sent me an amazing photo. Then I said, are there any jet skis? And he said, oh yeah, an hour away in Lisbon. We're just a small fishing village. So I'm thinking 10 houses, and Lisbon, they got some jet ski rentals over there. And yeah, it was, we got here, saw the waves the first day, above and beyond my wildest expectations. And then everybody came together as a family, as a team. We were like a team, everybody marching to the same beat. Everybody had the same focus, same desires, same vision.
I think you can feel that on these first documentaries and these first productions. You can feel the team behind it. You know, you can almost feel what you guys were feeling. That's what I felt when I watched it.
Yeah, us and the city hall joined forces, and they put an amazing team with us, and it was the best feeling, just being like brothers, like family, like Celeste supporting us and having every meal. Since Celeste was the only person that supported us in this town with meals, we had lunch and dinner, every lunch and every dinner at Celeste. And so we were a family. We ate together. We did, and we had our apartments together. We basically, it was 1, 2, 3 apartments, and we all basically lived together. So it was super special.
It's crazy. Before that, did you ever heard about Portugal? Did you ever came to Portugal? There was any plans to come to Portugal?
I was actually looking at France, Bellara, and I'd had a strong desire to go there, and I was working my way towards France when I got that email. And when we got here, all I heard was it's impossible. There's no way to ride a wave, get picked up, and go back out because it's a beach break. And most beach breaks, it is impossible.
Yes.
You can't get back out. But Nazaré has that sideways wave that cancels the 60-foot wave, turns into a 6-foot wave.
Yeah.
And then you can go around the side with the jet ski.
Yeah.
So that first day when Cotty picked me up inside and we made it back out, that was the day that it was proven that it's possible.
Yeah.
And without that day, and without the success that day, we might have packed up.
Yeah. It's crazy to see.
It was all Cotty driving me back out, made me feel very comfortable and confident.
Did you were friend with him before?
Didn't even know Cotty.
Didn't even know him.
We emailed each other. No, we through a mutual friend, Eric Toe Surfer introduced us. He had met me in Oregon. I didn't remember that. He told me, "Oh yeah, I saw you in Oregon at the contest." And he was just like, "Oh, I'm scared."
That's amazing. Like, I mean, you've been busy your whole career, like crazy stuff, like surfing in Antarctica or something, like the glacier, Alaska. I'm sorry, the glaciers and stuff. So you are always very visionary. I must say, like trying to do the undoable or what never been done. Like I imagine for you to find a place like Nazaré must be like just crazy, because you felt like the power right away. You saw the potential and no crowd. Like you got a nice team to help you, everyone with the same vision, everyone helping each other. So I was not in Nazaré at that moment, but I can understand and kind of feel what was all that movement at that time, and can imagine how wonderful it was. But how you see, so talk a little bit about the evolution of Nazaré and how you see it, what it became. But when you think especially of the evolution of big wave surfing and the what Nazaré did for that evolution, how you see it, like, when you started, you guys were just kind of trying to survive, and then it was just more like trying to get that line so you can get the picture and the video with the highest frame of the wave. And then nowadays you got guys like Lucas that are doing like the performance on big wave surfing. How you see this evolution, and what you believe that it was crucial, Nazaré, for this evolution?
Well, the spotter on the cliff is essential, and more people are utilizing it. I mean, we've always had walkie-talkies, and the lifeguards around the world have utilized walkie-talkies here and there, but nobody's really put a system in place where you have a spotter, you have a safety guy out the back, and you have the driver, and everybody's ship-to-shore communication. Everybody's communicating with each other, so it made it a lot safer, and I believe a lot of people are doing it around the world now. It's here so special. We're so close to the surfers, so the communication's pretty easy. The evolution of the surfing is just next level. Lucas and Kai and what's that kid?
Clement, the French. Clement Rosero.
Yeah, Clement. And a bunch of Brazilians.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of good guys now.
Yes.
There's a lot of guys who have stepped it up to another level that make it super fun and interesting to watch. And I'm just so happy to be here and be able to witness it all and see it all unfold, and actually be in the mix a little bit here and there, but more just to see them evolve and see the sport evolve. I didn't think there was anything we could really do different, and now every year there's something different.
What do you think is going, like, next 10 years? What do you think is going to, like?
We haven't experimented too much with boards. The boards are pretty much the same as the first boards I brought here and the boards that I made with Mercedes. Everybody's utilizing pretty much the same thing: a single concave, thruster or forefin, weight. We're going lighter. Everybody's going lighter. which makes the boards more responsive. Once it gets huge, I think you still need some weight, but who knows? Let's see what happens this year. I have a feeling guys will show up with light boards on the giant days. They were showing up with light boards on the giant days at Jaws and excelling, doing really well. What can actually be different? There's, I think, maybe different hulls on the bottom of the board, different contours, different concaves, different V's. I'm working on one that's a reverse V. What's this? So it kind of hydroplanes.
Mm-hmm.
The board has like a spoon under it, so it goes. My brewer back in the day had that. I've never had one since that went so fast, so I'm gonna try and duplicate it.
But you believe that in the boards that's where you can try more and evolve more.
The fins for sure.
Fins.
We haven't done much with the fins, and we're starting to. Kai's doing a lot. Ross Clark. I've heard Lucas is now trying all these different things. It's funny because Lucas can ride a board, but I'm sure he can feel the difference if it works good or not. Kai has to be on something that works well. He's more on top of the water, more agile. Lucas is just solid surfer, in and out. That's what, he's just a natural. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what the bottoms, if we change the bottom. This should have a tri-hull somehow, but I don't know how you would do that and make it go fast. So when you want to turn really fast, it'd be nice to just lay it over. Right now, when you try and lay it over, it fights itself. So the fins could help with that a lot.
Safety-wise, you believe that? There's some room for improvement for sure as well. What's your thoughts on that? I think the system. There's a deep topic. If we focus on Nazaré, I'm sure you will have a lot to say regarding safety. Especially when we have more and more people coming, and it starts to getting confused at times. But what's your vision for a perfect Nazaré safety-wise, and of course,
no
big
other
wave
skis
surfing
out there. Other than that, good luck. They have to. It'd be nice to have some rules and laws. That's going to take the government, and I don't see that happening. Maybe someday. We did lose one surfer so far, so if they had to by law have an inflation and or the equivalent of 2 life jackets, like you have your wetsuit that has a flotation and you have a thick like knob life jacket. I think that should be the requirement, either a thick knob life jacket and something under, or inflation with some flotation as well. You should have inflation and flotation. If you only have inflation, you knock out, then you're gone.
Yeah. And what's your vision regarding like rules and laws? Like, do you think that anyone and everyone should be able to come and surf, or do you think there's should be some requirements and how we can control that?
Well, if it doesn't bother us that people are going to die here, then there doesn't need to be requirements. But if we don't want people to die here, there should definitely be requirements and laws.
For sure. But it's just hard to how can we, that's the question, right? How can we say who can and who can't surf,
Yeah, that's a tough one. In Hawaii, you got guys showing up with their cigarette in their mouth, towing their friend or their son or their brother, and after a big night of party. That can only last so long. You can get away with it for a while.
It's a tough topic. I think it's a tough topic. I definitely agree with you, and most of the people that I talk with, everyone agrees that not everyone should be able to just come and surf, especially on big days. But it's just hard to filter, right? It's just hard to. I think people first of all should get together and discuss these things, right? And right now I'm not sure if everyone is aligned.
Nobody will ever agree with each other.
Yeah.
So you have to get a solid group of guys and figure out what rules would help people survive and implement them. Until then, it's going to be a talk, only talk.
Yeah, for sure. So let's change topic a little bit. Still talking about big wave surfing, of course, will be the main topic, and ocean and waves. But I want to know, when do you think that was your prime? What was the time that you felt like the best at your performance big wave surfing?
When I was 46 or 47, when I broke my shoulder.
The Mavericks.
2016.
That's an interesting story. I remember you telling me like you were surfing so much in Nazaré, right? That just give me this ultimate confidence.
Everything else was easy.
Yes.
Like easy and fun.
And then it just went Mavericks, felt like
boom. I was trying to get into the contest. I was there for the wrong reason. I wasn't there just for the love of it. I was there for the love and to try and get in the contest. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have went. I would not have went on that swell if I wasn't trying to get into the contest, because my neck was sore that day.
Yeah.
And I would have stayed home. And it was supposed to be big, but it wasn't like the best day. But it was a pretty damn good day.
That was a crazy. Like, you think was your worst wipeout ever?
It was the worst injury I've ever had in a wipeout. Worst wipeout. The one at Jaws might have been worse, or Tahiti. Here I've had a bunch, but I always came out happy and smiling, ready for another wave.
Yeah, that's a good way to get in the topic that I want to get to. That because you are some of the nicest thing that I heard about fear was by you. So I really love the way you think about fear when you say that fear, it's nothing, right? If you stay in the present, if you stay on the moment, fear doesn't exist. And I heard you say many times that you got to a point that you were surfing whatever and you didn't feel fear. Is that true?
Yeah. After the glacier, the experience I had there was so overwhelming that when I went back to the ocean, it was just like a playground. It was always a playground, but I had fear so I could get the rush. Then all of a sudden, after Alaska, I couldn't get the rush anymore, so I knew I wasn't afraid.
That's crazy. And so
I think it was more just from doing something so many times that it becomes comfortable, it becomes normal, and you get desensitized. So the fear didn't exist for a few years there, for about till 16. From 2007 to 2016, 9 years. Yeah, 9 years it was.
So now you feel it again. So like if you
I wouldn't
like this.
I play it on my mind. I'm allowing myself to think about things that aren't happening that could happen. I'm allowing myself to think about getting hurt. And then I'm allowing myself to be worried about getting hurt.
Yeah.
And then choosing to think in the future because of what happened in the past.
Yeah.
And not staying in the moment. But once I get on the waves, then I'm in the moment. And I haven't been afraid yet, but I haven't been super hungry at all. Just been like, it's weird. I caught some big waves in Hawaii and in Cortez, some decent ones. And I was like, don't put me deep. Put me right in the middle. Don't put me in the shoulder, but don't put me deep. Put me right in the middle so I can choose my line. Normally it's like, put me deep. And then I'm coming down in the middle going, you don't really want to be in the middle. You want to be deep because deep is smooth.
Yeah.
Middle and shoulders chop is not as smooth, and it's much better to be deep. But then you might get caught. It's a much smoother ride when you're deep.
Yeah.
The deeper you are, the smoother.
You got the momentum, the speed, and
the face is sucking clean.
Yeah.
Over here, there's all the chatter and whatever coming from the channel or the wind or just the way the waves are. They're definitely not as smooth on the either in the when you're on the shoulder. The shoulder's not as smooth. Cortez, though, whew, that place is smooth the whole way.
That,
Yeah, you
that's
can be on the shoulder. You
that,
can be deep as you want, the shoulder, middle, but it still didn't quite feel right being in the middle. I wanted to be deep.
that's a good topic as well. Cortez was like this last time you guys went there was your second time there, or you have been more
There
times?
about 4 or 5 times.
Four, 5 times.
I went
And
way back in the day. We motored half of the way there, and a big storm came, and we turned around, and went in. That was like 2000, late 2000.
and you I think
No, early 2000.
I think I heard
Early 2000.
I heard you or I think more people, but not sure if you said it, but that you believe that there's the biggest waves in the world are in Cortez.
It can produce the biggest wave in the world, but there's more spots now.
You believe there is more
Found
spots to
one
be?
in Morocco that can produce the
Mm.
biggest wave I've ever seen. There's another secret spot that I'm not going to tell you about that we're going to go surf this year.
Amazing. That's crazy. That's hard to believe that is more. It should be every spot should be kind of the same magic behind, right? The same mechanic, like a underwater canyon, or there's any other phenoms that can bring these giant waves to life.
Cortez is just 7,000 feet deep to 12 feet deep. So it's super
Kind of the
deep
same.
to shallow with nothing stopping the swell from hitting it with full potential and reaching its maximum height.
Yeah. It should be always the same mechanic, right? Coming from super deep to shallow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's in Morocco it's super deep and it stays pretty deep. It's massive, massive mountain of water in deep water. But I mean, I'm sure it's really deep, and then I think it's probably like 60 feet deep.
Mhm.
It has to be huge or it won't break.
Right. How you see this new generation of big wave surfers? When you think about new generation, who are the first names who come to your mind?
I'm so out of the scene, I don't even know. I'm
Like,
just taking care of my kids and
yeah.
looking for
Yeah.
waves with nobody around.
That's you're still looking, yeah. So okay. So what's your surfing wise? Do you still have goals? Like you still want to achieve something, or just cruising, just having fun?
I'm just surfing if it feels right.
Yeah.
And if it's perfect. I don't waste my time with shitty waves. Shouldn't say shitty. I don't waste my time on less than perfect waves. Today I was looking at Nazaré and it's like 10, 20 foot faces, and it kind of it's surfable, and I was getting a little hungry, like I was like, I want to go out. But it wasn't perfect. I said, Garrett, don't go out, it's not perfect. Don't waste your time out there and end up not being able to surf when it's perfect.
And you feel good not going so often into the water. Does that mess up with you? You don't miss the ocean?
It's weird when I'm not in the water and I don't see perfect waves, then I'm fine. I've been able to achieve happiness on the land. But I think at times, I don't even need to surf. But then I go back in the ocean and I'm just paddling out at sunset. Just like, I'm like, thank you, God. I'm just like so happy and so excited and can't wait to get on a wave and see my friends. And the same thing happens on on perfect days, wherever we go. Get all excited and like a kid in a candy store, just can't get enough. But I have toned it down. I don't have to ride every wave. I get a couple waves and I'm happy. I don't have to be the deepest. It doesn't have to be the biggest. I don't know, but at Cortez and in Hawaii, I kind of lost it last year. Wanted to be on the biggest, best wave. I don't know why.
But
Ego.
But one thing you have it, and I love it, and like people may say like most of the surfers are like that, but you are like especially like that. Is like you wake up really early to be the first in the water. You know, that's very inspiring. I like that. You know, I like the way you manage to be the first in the water and enjoy the loneliness and have the ocean the best time.
Like here early morning.
Not here in Hawaii the same,
yeah.
and I believe you do it everywhere, right? It's a good
I
mindset.
slept till 9 today. It was a miracle.
Till 9.
But I stayed up till 11 with the girls, and then I slept with the 2 girls.
Yeah.
And I looked at it was like 8:45, and
Looks like midday.
miracle.
You still wake up very super early, like
yeah.
It's like it's natural for you. Just
I don't set an alarm ever, so I wake up at 5 or 6.
And what do you do? Like
I've been waking up at 7 though. 7, kind of 7, 6, 7.
Like the times that I spent with you always wake up super early, and like what do you do? Like you meditate, you visualize, you manifest, you just chill. What do you do like when you are wake up early morning with no one else? Do you have any of
On a perfect day, best version of myself, I wake up, I'll meditate, then I'll read something spiritual or something that's helping you transform into a better human, or what I feel is a better human, contributing more. Then I'll write what I'm working on for self-improvement, what I'm working on with projects, career, basically, for lack of a better word.
kind of journaling, kind of?
No, more what to do and how to do it.
Or strategy, goal setting, and
yes, and thinking of what I was coming up short the day before as a human, as a father, as a husband, and working on doing better and writing down what I can do to be a better person. And then the same thing for business. What are we focusing on? Okay, this is what we're focusing on today. Forget all the other 50 ideas I have. Focus on this.
yes, that's a good way to see it. It's sometimes we got just blown away with ideas, and sometimes you miss the good ones because there's so many stuff in your head. All this 100-foot wave documentary happened. It came from you. It came up from you. You were the one responsible to make it happen. You were the one with the idea, presenting to the producers and to the directors, or someone came to you. Or did this came to life?
Let me answer the other question a little deeper.
Sure.
So focusing on being the best version of myself, and focusing on what I write down for personal growth and career growth, and then writing it, reading it, focusing on it, knowing, okay, that's what I'm doing for the day. Then you have a purpose-driven life, a life with purpose, because you know what you're doing, and you're doing your best to do good for yourself and do good for humanity. And it's a purpose-driven life. Normally, we wake up and what are we doing?
Reactive.
We're blind.
Yeah.
We're just going, we're reacting. We're reacting all day long instead of focusing.
Yes.
It's a purpose-driven life or a blind life.
Yeah.
And we're so distracted now with all the things. Yeah, we need that. All the colors, all the things. I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that.
You are a routine person?
I like to be. I'm not always, because we move around so much.
Yeah.
I really like
It's hard
to
to
be,
keep
and
a
I
routine.
haven't had stability in a while. We were living in Italy, and I would get in my routine, but then have to travel. Get in our routine after. Well, I left every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's really hard
to
to
live
keep-
in Italy.
yeah,
I
yeah.
did a little bit, and I got in my routines while I was there, and I loved it. It was the best place I've been in years, and the most time that I've spent with my children, Nicole. I was cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was taking him to school, and I was doing my thing while I was there. I would wake up. The best version of Garrett was showing up every day. But I didn't have the stability to do that. I wanted to do that for a year. I was like, okay, we're going to stay there for a year. We're not going to accept any requests. We're going to just slow down, connect, figure out what's really important, feel it. And didn't get to happen.
What happened? More opportunities came, and it just
Everywhere. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, oh no.
it's great. I mean, I don't know. Just it's there's a lot of stuff coming up to you. I can imagine just because the icon that you became.
Yeah.
You feel like in your life there was this after this record, I guess. It just changed. Like you just start to get called and emailed and.
It was super lucky. It was basically after Nicole. Once she came into my life, everything just started to happen. I had a big list of my goals and how much I was going to achieve. Bullshit. And how I was going to do it. And I had my plan and my map, and I showed her, and she looked at it all, and she crossed a bunch out and circled a bunch, and then we did the ones she circled. The selfless ones,
Yeah.
the ones that were actually contributing, we did. The selfish ones, the ones that are just about the money, we didn't do.
Yeah.
And then when the email came, she saw the email. She replied after I talked with Dino for 5 years. In 1 month, we were there after she replied. And then she said, okay, we're going to do an inspiring movie. She wrote a movie. She sent it to Joe Lewis, the producer. He then said, this can win an Oscar. She said, good, because that's all I want to do it for. We have to win an Oscar. I don't want to do it. It's got to be that inspiring. And then they got the footage, they got the hard drive, and they're like, oh, this is a docuseries, and this is more than just an hour-and-a-half movie. And Nicole said, what? I don't want no docuseries. You can't win an Emmy. You can't win an Oscar for a docuseries. It's bullshit. I mean, she was mad. And then they said, don't worry, we can get Emmys. I don't want no effing Emmy. She actually said, I don't want no effing Emmy. And then I said, no, it's good, Nicole, because it has legs. We can keep it going. It has longevity. And finally, she was okay with it. It's still a little challenging for her.
But so I missed something. So
she wrote it, sent it to Joe.
The inspirational movie, the script for inspirational movie.
That was
any
the first
adapted,
season.
yes.
Ended up being first season.
Yeah.
The whole thing was exactly first season.
Yeah. But I missed something. So you somewhere you were saying that for 5 years you were speaking with Joe Lewis.
No, for 5 years speaking with Dino.
With Dino, I missed it.
I was speaking with Dino for 5 years. Nothing was happening.
Yes.
It wasn't going to happen.
So you are in contact with Joe Lewis from the beginning, since you came here. When that connection came with 100 Footway?
He married Nicole's cousin, her favorite cousin, Yada, and we were friends. We had met. I think we met. I believe we met. Anyway, we might not have met Joe yet. And Nicole called Yada and said, hey, I want to get some advice from Joe about this movie we want to do. And just advice. Because we were going to...
She had the script.
We were actually going to do it with Bro Cinema. That's who we wanted to do it with. Because they did some other stuff for us that was incredible. We loved everything they did. We shot 7 regions of Portugal together for a McNamara surf trip, Portugal.
Yes, I saw where it was for
tourism.
Tourism, yeah. That was incredible.
There was no waves.
Just having fun, just paddling.
And I was just like, we don't have a show here. We're so screwed. And they put together the most amazing. I highly recommend it. McNamara surf trip McNamara.
Yeah,
McNamara
on YouTube.
Trip.
On YouTube, I watch it. Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
There's this one called Kissy Kissy.
Yes.
Eating all the food.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That is good.
Yes.
So we were going to work with them that was our first choice, but we wanted.
Bro Cinema, where are they?
They're here in Portugal. Yeah, and then we just wanted to get advice. We wanted to see what Joe thought. And he said, this is good. I can help you if you want. He said, this can win an Oscar. I can help you. I don't know how much you want me to help, but I can help. And then she said, here, take it. And he said, okay. He called Chris Smith. He called Topic. He called it. Joe and Chris spent all their own money to produce it.
They invested
and their own money for a while. And then when that got to be too much, they called in Topic. And Topic took it on. And then Topic and HBO really wanted to do something with Chris Smith for years, but they never had the project that worked for both. So they never did anything. And then Topic, one of the head ladies from HBO was working at Topic. So I'm sure that helped.
Mm-hmm.
But the HBO producers are women, amazing women, like powerful women, really, they all have a heart. They're like really good people. You can tell they want to do good things. So they were so excited because they knew this was actually a good project, a feel-good project, rather than something to inspire people to, help the world a little bit, rather than just this garbage that's being made these days.
You happy with the results so far? What's your view on the series?
Season 1 was perfect. I mean, you can always do some things different, but they killed it. It's amazing. Season 2, they did really good as well. I thought there's no way to beat season 1, and it's either as good or better. It doesn't have the history, but it has. They really did well with season 2. Season 3 is the first one that they sent me the first pass, and episode 1, 2, and 3, I didn't really need to change anything. I was like, wow, this is good. And then episode 4, I'm very attached to. So it's really challenging for me to let it go as it is, and they're not changing it. So
it's about to come up, right? The season 3?
So it's supposed to be September, but now it's supposed to be March.
March 2015.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
All right. And there's plans to keep going?
Season 4, episode 4 is good. They did a good job editing it, but it's so deep, so much deeper and so much better. But it's hard. They don't know what they have. And
talking about, I really would love to go a little deeper with you regarding audiovisual productions. Because you've been involved in so many stuff, so you also have an artistic eye, and you have your opinions on the stuff you work with. But just to finish here, the 100-foot wave, one thing that I would like to know, it's how challenging it was to be filmed. Did it somehow motivate you to be better, like having someone following you every time? It was awkward at moments, it was hard. How it was for you, how challenging it was for you to have someone filming you like pretty much every day?
It's funny, I was hoping that it would motivate me to be the best version of myself, but I'm still exactly the same guy trying to be the best version of myself. Usually it's a pleasure and fun to have the guys filming because they're our friends, and once in a while it can get awkward. Like if Nicole's not very happy with me, and then I'm like, turn it off. And they're like, nope. Nicole's like, nope. We're doing it for real or not doing it. Like, oh my God. Or I used to try to direct them at times and produce. We were 100% producing because we got to organize these guys' lives. We got to make sure they're okay, make sure they're taken care of, make sure they're with us. Otherwise, they'll be in left field, and they'll be in left field when the good things are happening. And directing is tough because you're not being yourself when you're saying, hey, come over here, this is going to happen, let's do this. So I've released all of that. I don't try to direct at all. I don't try to produce, or Nicole doesn't produce. They take care of yourself. You're there, you're there. You're not there, you're not there. It's a lot easier. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. So right now you've been filming as much as you used to, right? Right now you're kind of more low profile. Are you still recording a lot for the
Like, I want to say 6 or 8 months on and 4 to 6 months off. And we've had
during this season
we've
you
had the
get back
last
more
2 months off, which has
Yeah.
been really nice.
Mhm.
Not having a camera around has been really nice. But yeah, let's see what it's weird. I'm not even thinking that a camera's going to come, but I'm sure it is.
They are still so they are gonna film more. They are planning to get more seasons done.
Season 3 is done. Season 4 is in the can. They've already shot it, but they got to do all the interviews and edit. First they edit, and then they do interviews, and then they do more edit and do more interviews. It's not that much interviews, but it is a lot of work when you actually have to do it. But it's fun. We enjoy it as long as we're settled somewhere and it's not chaotic. It's nice to do it. Season 5, I don't believe they've started spending any money on it. I don't believe they've decided whether they're doing it or not. I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, Joe wants it to go on for 20 seasons, so I don't mind 20 seasons.
I think there's it's you got it so right, like the theme, the story behind the you know it's for sure there's story, there's new people coming, people getting out, people getting injured, people getting goals achieved, people traveling, people changing their lives, so many stuff happening, drama, happiness. It's and it's so true, right? And it's so interesting. Life of a big wave surfer, right? People who are playing with their fears and chasing their goals.
Couch surfers love the big wave surfers.
The couch surfer.
Thank you, couch surfers. I love you too.
Just to finish, and just getting a little bit deeper on this topic of productions, and you have done so many stuff and been involved in so many stuff. So of course, 100-foot wave, I guess that was the project that you are more proud of and enjoyed more doing, I guess. But there's any other projects that you like have good times, and you like to get back and remember that times. And
Red Chargers was probably the most amazing surf project ever. It was an amazing movement. It was for the surfers, by the surfers. It would have been great to have it continue on. We didn't choose a good partner. We chose somebody who we thought was going to work well with us and ended up not. So we decided to dissolve it. And yeah, it's probably good because then 100-foot wave came along. But Nicole still talks about it. She's like, "Oh, Red Chargers, so good. We should do it again." But not the whole thing, just the clothing part of it. What else? Yeah, there's definitely. I mean, I've started a big wave association back in the day with Mike Parsons and Greg Long and all the big wave riders, and we tried to organize the big wave surfers, and that was just so many different people, so many different ideas going in different directions, and then you got the sponsors and you got the event directors, so it's a lot of moving parts, and kind of let that go. Thankfully, I was full on, and I'm glad that I let that go. What else? Yeah, I guess Jamie and them have a big wave union now. I don't know how it's going, but it definitely helps because then you have a little bit of say in what your life's going to be like, and what you're going to achieve and how you're going to achieve it, with which tour, with which organizers and which surfers. But it's challenging. Everybody's never happy. Everybody always has different ideas and different desires. So it's
Yes.
super challenging to navigate. Hats off to anybody that tries. I had a little big wave challenge going for a while. We went to a few different Tahiti. We went to Chile. We went to Cortez. We went a few different destinations and had fun. It was kind of like the Red Chargers. Yeah, it was similar. That was fun too. That was really fun because you just traveled with your good friends and put on a skins game, basically a contest with just you and your friends, and you guys put up your own money, bet, and whoever does the best, and you video it all, and then you show it the next day at a set location. That was a good one. That was fun. That was similar to what the Red Chargers was going to be. What else? I don't know. Working with the original team working with the city hall and the original team was
Special.
probably the most special experience I've ever had. The most beautiful, most camaraderie. Working with Nazaré the first 3 years was the most special time of my life as far as projects. 100-Foot Wave comes second to that.
Amazing.
The town of Nazaré and the support that the city hall gave us was the most special time of my life. So much love to Nazaré and the people who believed, the very, very few people who believed when most people didn't, the very few people that were our friends when most people didn't want to because I thought I was going to die, so they didn't want to be friends with the guy that was going to die. I feel you for that. I can understand that.
That's true. That was not.
I mean, I've heard stories of everybody like, "Man, what are you doing? Man,
Yeah, that was not.
spending more
But
money."
it's yes, it's kind of the local mindset. It's like there was not many believers. I remember being in the cliff. So for context, I was in the military by then, and as a local bodyboarder since kid. Of course, I was there, but I was already like, oh, what's happening in my hometown? It's crazy. So every time that I came to Nazaré, I was trying to check it out, see what is happening. And I remember being in the cliff, and back then was like 2 jet skis, 3 jet skis, 1 guy, 2 guys surfing, and I remember watching people cheering up when you got hit by a wave. That's a giant wave coming, and you were paddling, trying to come across.
That one?
And I think the one from the GoPro, that
Yes.
and people were cheering, oh, he's gonna get it in the head. Oh yeah. I was like, what the hell is wrong with these guys? Crazy.
That was a good day. That was a special day. We surfed all day. I had some of my best waves that day.
Yeah.
And that was at the end, and Cotty was done. And he's like, and I'm like, I want to paddle. He's like, what? So I got my board and paddled.
You were using like a board with at some time, at some point, it didn't work well?
It worked good.
Why you guys stopped using it?
Stopped making
them. Okay.
I would use one right now if I had one.
At the time, I remember like, this is crazy. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense.
Crazy makes sense.
Not like like a good crazy, like, but you could stop it or something. Like you could stop it, sit on the. Oh, crazy, amazing.
It was amazing. It didn't surf quite as good because the jet.
Yeah.
But it was amazing.
Yeah. But it could
turn the jet off.
Yeah.
And
crazy. You are a visionary, and that's No, that's true.
I'm just lucky.
We are lucky to being alive, I guess, every day. Just I don't want to steal more of your time. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for everything you did for Nazaré. Really, I know there is always. It's always a hard topic, there's always the people that have the opinion, like the complainers, and this, and the money, and our money, and the city hall money, and this. I guess that I was always, I will not say a believer, because I think it's not the right word to describe it, but I was always happy to see the things that you guys were trying to do. I was always like, that's amazing, you know, that's because I saw the big waves since I was a kid. I honestly never thought that could be surfable. Also, I didn't add the knowledge of towing and all you had already during your career. So when I realized that what you guys were trying to do was like, I felt that was special right away. And thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for accepting. Thank you very much for being a friend. Thank you very much for mentoring me so many times. And that's it. I think we're going to wrap it up like this.
I remember meeting you the first time, and you were always very kind, and I could tell that you were one of the boys. You could be not kind if you wanted to, but you were smart, and you knew things that most people didn't know.
I guess I like think by my own mind. I think that's what I try to do different. I try not be so I listen everyone, but still have my own opinion. You know,
Yeah.
might be affected by some,
Yeah.
but reflect and have my own.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Garrett.
All right.
Thank you.
Love you, buddy.
Sorry for anything if I my English sometimes is not perfect, and it's doing this freestyling in English sometimes is hard.
Yeah, sorry I don't speak Portuguese.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're still tuned, it's because you are enjoying our conversation. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you share with your friends, and I catch you on the next episode. Thank you.
This is the real deal. It's real and raw and awesome. I highly recommend you watch it.
Yes.
All of his episodes, not mine, all the other ones.